New York Mayor de Blasio says the NYPD is making changes to provide more help to any police officer who needs it after a string of suicides within the department. Last night, a veteran died of a self-inflicted gunshot in Queens. His death coming 2 days after another officer died by suicide, making this the 9th NYPD suicide this year. Eyewitness News reporter Josh Einiger is here now with more. Josh?
Well, Sade, the mayor today, responding to concerns raised by police unions, said officers' health insurance coverage would now be adjusted to include increased coverage for mental health needs and pledged to do whatever it would take to stop this cycle of sorrow.
Shots fired, 218 West 140.
He worked in an elite unit that runs to crime scenes, works in counterterrorism, controls mass protests. But last night, after 25 years protecting New Yorkers' lives, a decorated cop, 56-year-old married father of 2, decided to take his own and became the 9th officer death by suicide this year, the 7th just since June.
Listen, it's been a horrible year for us.
It's left the police department, which usually averages 4 or 5 in an entire year, reeling. Its highest-ranking officer, 37-year veteran Terry Monahan, calls it a contagion, and top brass are struggling to convince their cops to ask for the help that they need. The department has already started training executive officers.
All right, man, as I watch this, man, these police suicides are, at an all-time high in New York. The first thing I thought about was they're killing these guys, man. I mean, the second thing I thought about was, okay, what if he did do it? I just started brainstorming, and the reason I say, they killed him because, like it says, he's been in a part of the force for 25 years, and he was a part of a elite unit, they said, and so forth, and, once you've been in the force for that long, you know a lot of stuff, and depending on, what group you're in, you have a lot of skeletons in your closets, you know a lot of stuff, depending on, what you did, man, and the longer you are with these companies, these departments, and you leave, you become a liability to them, man, you are, because you risk speaking, and 9 times out of 10, these guys end up really killing their own employees, man, and making it look like, suicide or natural causes. As for example, you work in the CIA and you've been at a high position and you leave. You become a liability to those guys because of the things that and they can end up killing you, man. But anyway, yeah, man. I was thinking that maybe they killed this guy, man. And then I was thinking, okay, what if he did do it? A lot of these guys, they've done a lot of bad things while they're in. A lot of illegal things. And what if somebody was holding some dirt over his head and he didn't want it to get exposed? And he ended up killing himself, and that's because, if your faith is not in the Most High, you'll do that, man. You're worried about what man is going to think about you, and that's why a lot of these guys join the side, because they get blackmailed and they worry about what man is going to think about them, instead of the Most High, so. And, as I was watching this, I was thinking, like, man, I'm pretty sure this guy knew about gangstalking. I'm pretty sure this guy knew about, target individuals. Pretty sure he's seen a lot of target individuals, lives ruined. He'll probably ride past in his squad car. And ride past them, smile, knowing what they were doing, man, that they were trying to drive these guys crazy to suicide, to kill themselves, man. I'm pretty sure he's seen it. 25 years is a long time, Do you think he did anything about it, man? Do you think he cared? He just followed orders, man. He just followed his orders, man, and he just went along with it. And we're gonna bring this up. And once again, the 1 Timothy 6:10. But I'm gonna focus on the bottom half of it. For the love of the money is root of all evil, you know, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through many sorrows. I mean, so a lot of guys, you know, they chase after this money and they've pierced themselves with many sorrows, man. A lot of grief. I mean, a lot of you know, a lot of grief is, you know what I mean, taking over these guys, man. You know, these guys are not really happy even though they're chasing this money. I mean, the money is only temporary, you know. You know, so that's what happens, man, as time goes on. You know what I mean? The Most High said there's no rest for the wicked, man. You know, so these things is going to start weighing on their spirits. And like I said, I mean, what I was thinking to myself, you know, he probably rode past and seen a whole bunch of targeted individuals, man. You know what I mean? Knowing that these guys were trying to force him to suicide. You know what I mean? 25 years on the force. You know what I mean? Ignored them, called them crazy. But now, you know what I mean? Look at this, man. You know what I mean? Look at this. There's no rest for the wicked, man. You know? I mean, there is none. Proverbs 24:10. If thou faint in the day of adversity, thy strength is small. So, I mean, his day of adversity came, man. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean, while these cops, while his buddies, you know what I mean, while they drove around and they seen all these people, you know what I mean, being tortured, lives ruined, and they were enduring, man, and they were going through it. As time went on, you know what I mean, and his day came, he didn't have the strength, man. I mean, even though he had a job, even though he was working, even though he had everything, you know, his strength was small. I mean, and this is why you have to be connected to the Most High, man. I mean, if thou faint in the day of adversity, thy strength is small, man. You know what I mean? And these target individuals that he was walking past, you know, their strength was bigger than that, man. You know, and you see that the Most High is starting to work, man. And you see a lot of, I mean, as time goes on, you know, you guys may have your fun right now. What I'm saying, as time goes on, a lot of grief is going to overtake a lot of you guys, man, for the things that you've done. The wicked will not go unpunished, man. You will not. Now let's take a look at Matthew 24:12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold, man. And right here I underlined, you know what I mean, from an article, it said the longer a perp has been in the program, the less conscience and humanity the perp will retain. Long-time perps are usually easy to identify. The daily schedule of continuous evil doing eventually leaves them with a visage devoid of soul, man. So because of this continuously evil going on, I mean, the love of these guys have waxed cold. These guys don't care, man. I mean, a lot of these guys, they look like zombies out here when you look in their eyes, man. You know what I mean? Tedious routines of doing it. You know, and like I said, the angels, they may think that they're not doing much, but the angels is writing everything down, man. They think, oh yeah, I'm just walking past him. I'm not hurting this guy or this girl. You know what I mean? The angels is writing all that down because the angels, the Most High knows what you guys are doing. I mean, and these guys don't care. The love of many shall wax cold. Look how many people is doing this out here, man, and they don't care. I mean, why? Because the love of money. I mean, and some of these guys, like I said, they've pierced themselves with many sorrows, and you know, their love has, you know what I mean, has waxed cold, man. You know, all three of those, you know what I mean, those Bible verses go together, man, and I just showed you guys, man. You know, the love of many shall wax cold, you know, and like I said, with this cop, I mean, time went on, and you know, these things is weighing on their spirits now, man. you know. Ecclesiasticus 13:25. The heart of a man changes his countenance, whether it be for good or evil, man. The heart of a man changes his countenance. You know, so that's why they look like that, man. That's why they look so soulless out here, man. Because of the evil and the wicked things that they're doing, and they know that they're doing it, but their conscience is being seared, man. You know, and then eventually, man, a lot of grief is gonna overtake these guys, man. You know, a lot of these guys have been doing this for a long time, you know, so they don't care. You know what I mean? The love of many is wax cold, man. But they will not go unpunished, man. You know, in every police department, there's probably like a black ops unit, you know, and they go out and they commit these murders, you know, on behalf of the powers that be, and you know, and they're untouchable, man. You know, they're absolutely untouchable, man, and they have immunity, and you know, they probably watch a lot of people get tortured, you know, and they're out here laboring, you know what I mean, for these guys to commit suicide, to get into the mental institution and things like that. But you see, as time goes on, I mean, their adversity is gonna come too, man. And while you're looking at those target individuals, man, going through it, they have great strength. But a lot of these guys' strength is small, man. You know, it's small. I mean, so I just had to get that one off my chest, you know. All praises to the Most High. You know what I mean? All praises to the Most High, man.